Okay, welcome back to another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes. It's Paulie here, and today we're going to visit another country. We're going to go to United Kingdom to the town of Weybridge. So hang on tight, and hopefully my computer won't freeze up here. I need a new computer desperately. Stop right there. We're just going to do a little geography lesson here because there are a lot of things. We try to teach you something in every show, and also at the same time, I try to learn myself. But geographically speaking, so here is the United Kingdom is this, but here's England, okay? And this is the part of England we're talking about in this particular situation. So Weybridge. Now, this particular property is, let me pull up my browser here. We're going to be using primelocation.com. This is I'm told, one of the more popular real estate real estate sites for the United Kingdom. The particular house we're interested in is in St. George's Hill in Weybridge. And when I was starting to read about this, I was trying to keep everything straight. I found it very confusing. So when you look up, say, Weybridge, it says Weybridge is a town by the River Wey in the Elmbridge district of Surrey. And I'm going, Elmbridge? Surrey? What are we talking about that? So Surrey is a county, and this is Surrey County, in the southeast England bordering London. Then you have Elmbridge, which is a district which says it's a local government district with borough status in Surrey, England. So I guess Elmbridge falls underneath the jurisdiction of Surrey, and Weybridge would fall under the jurisdiction of both Surrey and Elmbridge. And to give you an idea with these districts, so England has counties and they also have districts, and apparently districts are more a form of local government, local authority. And by all means, that's what the comments are for. I'm proclaiming my ignorance here. I'm trying to understand this. I've never been to England. I've always wanted to go. You know what? I'll tell you what. The number one thing I want to do in England, it's not to see, Big Ben. It's not to see Parliament. Although I would love to see all those things or take a cruise down the Thames. I want to go into a pub. I want to go into a British, an English pub. And I want to enjoy that bask in that atmosphere. It seems to be, I don't know, I can't explain why, but that's something I would just love to do, spend a few hours having a beer or three in a pub. Okay, so, and then we have Weybridge right there, that's where we're going. So, let's go back to our website. This is Prime Location. Let's click in, and here we have, so they have a cool little icons here, 7 beds, 8 bathrooms. And I didn't know what this was, so I hover over it. 5 reception rooms. What the heck is a reception room? And I didn't know. And what I don't know, if you've been watching by now, I'm not afraid to tell you I don't know. And I want to learn, so I looked it up. And a reception room is a room in a private house suitable for entertaining guests, especially a lounge or dining room. Now, that's the definition I got from an English dictionary online. Now in America, a reception room is more of a transitional room in the house. So it's going to be more of a place where people are coming into your house. It's almost like a hallway, an entranceway, where you're receiving guests as they walk in. You're taking their coats. You're taking the women's purses if they want or whatever. Putting down bags, and then you're ushering them into what's more likely going to be the living room, a more, formal guest reception area. Okay, so there is a difference. You will rarely hear people talk about reception rooms in the United States. Now, I know in some of the bigger homes, and when I say the $1 million plus homes, that there are going to be homes that have reception rooms, but you're talking about 1 out of 1,000. So most Americans, they're not even going to know what a reception room is. And while we're at it, I wanted to talk about bathroom, and because I'm approaching this because I'm trying to help everybody who owns a home, who wants to buy a home, who wants to sell a home. I'm trying to help everybody in the home ownership process learn some things, about how to protect themselves and things like that. But also at the same time, I'm trying to educate people that we have a lot of English-speaking countries like Australia and Canada and New Zealand, and England and Ireland, and so there's going to be different ways of saying a lot of things, and one of them is bathroom. And a bathroom in America is a room in a house that contains a bathtub or a shower, a sink, and sometimes a toilet. And it doesn't always have to have a bathtub or shower. It can just be a sink and a toilet. They typically, in real estate terms, when they refer to those as half baths, meaning it's really missing the bathtub or shower, the bathing portion. But if you go into somebody's house and you want to go to the lavatory, which is another term, by the way, you would say, "Where's the bathroom?" You wouldn't say, "Where's the lavatory?" And I know that's more common in British. I learned that as a kid in grade school. We weren't allowed to say boys' room or anything. We had to say lavatory. And I believe in the United Kingdom they say lavatory. But you get the idea. See, Brits usually, they would say, as far as I understand, the lavatory, the toilet, the loo, that's more informal. You might even say more slang. And just like in America. So, for example, people might say, where's the John? Well, the John means the bathroom. You only hear that in certain parts of the country. Like, you don't hear it in the Midwest generally. My father was from Canada, and he used to say the John a lot. There were certain words, like, he would say that we would never hear, like in kids in school saying. He would say the John, or he would say, like, if he was getting angry, he'd say, "I'm getting cross," CROSS, cross. I haven't heard that term here in the United States for forever, but it was common from where he came from up in the Maritime provinces in Canada, and my mom was from the East Coast. So, and then the very informal, the can. If you're in naval cities like San Diego, it is very common to hear people say, instead of saying the bathroom, it's very common to see where people will say, "Where's the head?" Where is the head? Because on a ship, that's how you refer to the bathroom, is the head. So naval cities, big time. I lived in San Diego for several years, and you find yourself using the terms after you've been there long enough because you don't want to stand out as being abnormal, and everybody's saying, "Where's the head?" So. But there are plenty of people in San Diego who say, "Where's the bathroom?" too. But it's very influenced by the Navy. So, and of course, there's other terms like crapper and But now you're talking very vulgar, very very slangish type terms. So, but in America, people are going to say, "Where's the bathroom?" And I realize in Great Britain, you might say, "Where's the toilet?" or "Where's the lavatory?" So we're all on the same page there. Now let's go into this real estate here, and we're going to get more on that. We're not done with talking about different rooms and the different words for rooms. So this particular house right here, and I just want to comment on the site. There are things I really like about it, things not so much about it. I do like the fact that since the last time we did a British real estate, I was complaining that the house pictures were too small. Well, they were plenty big here. and I'll show you here in a second. But I want to show you some things that I think are unique about this. I really like. So first, I'll read some of the things. So the property features grand proportions. You don't need to say that. It's kind of superfluous. Swimming pool complex and spa, entertaining facilities. Okay, approximately 11,290 square feet. And I do my homework because I try to be unicultural. So that means there are 995 square meters. Must be viewed. Okay, so that's not a feature. That's an opinion. Garden, parking. Okay. The well-planned opulent accommodations is ranged over 3 floors, all above ground. Which begs the question, right here, are there basements in England? Because there are certain parts of this country where there are no basements, meaning a level that is below ground. But in the Midwest, there are basements in almost every house. I'm in Wisconsin right now, and there are tons of basements. In Florida, no basements. And the reason being in Florida is because you're pretty much at sea level, and you're going to have flooding problems big time with basements, and moisture problems and mold problems. So, but there are certain parts of the world, and I personally love having basements. Love them. The reception rooms are spacious. The entrance hall has a marble floor, 2 ground floor. See, now I would have put these in the features. Marble floor and hall. Now, here we have another word. 2 ground floor cloakrooms and high ceilings. Now, what is a cloakroom? That can vary by culture, and it also can vary by generation. And so when I look it up, in British, it's a room in which hats, coats, luggage, etc. may be temporarily deposited. Well, that's what it means here too. And then it says British, a euphemistic word for lavatory. And I'm thinking, okay, so I didn't know that. So what I wanted to do is, keep in mind, in the United States here, so I did an image search for cloakrooms. C-L-O-A-K room. And look what comes up. Bathrooms. Small ones. Small little lavatories. Small little toilets. Bathrooms. Oh, and by the way, in the United States, toilet means one thing only. That thing right there. That's the toilet. It doesn't mean the whole room. It means that device. So, and by the way, I just love this. Isn't this a great use for under a staircase? What a wonderful place to put a cloakroom. See, I don't even know if I have my doubts whether in this real estate article that's what they're talking about when they say 2 ground floor cloakrooms and high ceilings. Anyway, let's keep going. Of particular note is the drawing room with its parquet flooring, antique fireplace, and French doors to the terrace and the garden beyond. The kitchen breakfast room is a real focal point, opening to the family room beyond. It's a good description so far. Master bedroom suite offering 2 ensuite bathrooms. And I apologize, a lot of you automatically know what that means, but some of our viewers, I didn't know when I first started doing this what that means. It's just an attached bathroom to that particular bedroom. So 2 ensuite bathrooms. So it could mean one of 2 things. They're both part of the master bedrooms. So there's a his and her bathrooms, such as Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson had in their house. There were 2 ensuite bathrooms. Or it could mean that there are 2 bathrooms attached to 2 bedrooms that are upstairs. Could be either one. And we'll find out maybe. Dressing room and sitting areas on the first floor. On this floor, there are also 4 further spacious bedroom suites. On the second floor, there are 2 bedroom suites with large game areas and fully equipped kitchen. The indoor pool complex offers a larger than average heated pool, spa, bath, steam room, shower, and changing facilities with French doors opening onto the terrace and gardens beyond. Okay, so there we go. So There are other features I want to show you real quick. I do like, and I think other real estate companies should look at this and go, hey, not bad. So here's your floor plan. And I had to say, when you look at the details, where's your square footage listed? Where is it? Let's scroll down. Right there. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay. How old is the house? Nowhere. How many acres is the house on? Nowhere. You don't know. You have no idea how big the land is. Don't you think those things are important? Good to know. So if you go to the floor plan, and it's always a good idea to have a floor plan, you can zoom in right here, and I want to know what this text said here, so I can zoom in, and it tells me that you have 10,000 and almost 11,000 square feet and 995 square meters. Okay, then that's all. It's all about the living space and recreational space and stuff like that. But it's not. Nothing's telling me how old this house is and how when it was built. I don't even think people want to know. Okay, so let's see. We don't need local info. This I found very interesting. Okay, so they tell you like you're 8.3 miles from Heathrow, you're 18 miles from Gatwick, and you probably want to know these things. You're from the Weybridge ferry landing, you're 1.7 miles, so they have your age range, and they didn't explain this, but this is the population breakdown, but it's by age. So, here it is in Elmbridge. Now we're talking about the district again, not talking about the town of Weybridge, and then the national average. Okay, so mostly you got youngins, and then you have this group right here that's predominantly most of the population along with this. And then you come here and go to schools. Boom, you get another chart. And I don't know anything about level 4 plus level 5 plus. I don't even know what this means. I really don't. I don't know what any of this means. Just saying. There's a lot of things I don't understand about the court system in England. There's a lot of things I don't understand about the educational system in England. So we're just going to leave it at that. Crime. So antisocial behavior. It kind of let's see. It looks like in every aspect that this is a safer community to live in as compared to the national average. Because look, everything dark blue is the national average. You notice that the green is always below. Always. So that tells you at a glance it's a safer place to live. Then you talk about taxes. Well, you're in a wealthier neighborhood, so the taxes, they're paying more than the average people in the country are. Okay. Housing. So here again, this is confusing me, and that's because I'm an outsider. Owned, no mortgage. Owned with mortgage. Well, typically when you buy a house, most people buy with a bank loaning you money, a bank or a financial institution. And when they loan you the money for a house, it's with a mortgage, okay? Now, own with no mortgage is possible, but the way I would understand that is you own it outright. You just paid cash for it. You didn't finance it. You did it with your own money. And maybe that's what it means here. I don't know. Privately rented, socially rented, what is that? What's the difference? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Shared ownership. I don't really know what that means. Does that mean you're sharing it with another family or something? I don't know. I just don't know. Then you can look at employment, and it shows you, surprise, surprise, you're in a wealthy area. Boom, most of them are high managerial. And then you have all the other choices. Most of the people who live here are going to be a couple with children. And I suppose that could mean, that's going to be two people. There'll be two people with a family. Okay. There's your single parent. There's couples without children, but that's most people who live there. It's interesting to know. I'd be interested if I'm thinking about the more information you can give potential home buyers, the more informed they're going to be. So this is what people like to do, and most people that live here are interested in foreign travel. Hey, come to Wisconsin. Newspapers. You have, and the way I look at this chart is you have a very high interest in the news, because they're across the charts. They're way above the national average. So, and this is the Daily Telegraph, Daily Mail, Guardian, the Independent, the Times. They are really interested in their news. They sound like some interesting people to me. But so I just wanted to show you a little bit about prime location. I'm not going to go into anymore, but we'll get into the property and let's start looking at. We're going to make these pictures bigger, and like I said, one of the things I liked about this is now here's what I don't like. Now they're going to make. I can't use a slideshow to go with bigger pictures. They're going to make me scroll down. Okay, well, it's looking. I'd rather just click here on the side, but when I click on the side, I get nothing. So. And so there's your outside. And gigantic area for cars guests to park their cars and turn around, and you have what appears to be at least 8-car covered garage there, and you have your classic Greek architecture. It looks like Corinthian columns, can't tell from this far away. Wow. Okay. There are a few things that I notice about this kitchen, okay, that I would say are striking. One is, and I bet you guessed it, there's just so much white. And from what I was reading, and I don't claim to be a fashion expert or design expert, but I had read a couple of years ago that all white is out, Maybe it's not in England. It could vary by country, but I had heard all white was out. The other thing that really, really puzzles me is if you like all white, and that's cool. Okay, I get it. You love all white. Why'd you put in a black stove? What? I mean, what? That makes, especially when there's so overwhelming white. Why'd you go black here? And then, even more so, and the excuse might be, well, because it only comes in black. Okay, I can accept that. But what about these oak doors? You couldn't have taken some white paint and painted them white? They just stand out like an eyesore here. And I don't like all white. But if you're going to paint it all white, paint the damn doors white. That's all I got to say about that. You got this huge. It's the problem I have with white, all white like this, is to me now you're so afraid of spilling something. You're going to make a stain, or, it's like, do you really want? It's just so sterile looking. Okay, so this is the back of the property, and I had been reading that a lot of these. The property lines are determined by gardens, and I assume by, trees and things like that. So it's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful lawn. And there's your parquet flooring, gorgeous. Love it. And I like when you do something like this. So you have one color and you bring another color in for trim. That's beautiful. We need to see that some more often. Might want to watch my. I think it was the show I did for New York. Watch the episode I did about staging. What these people are doing is they're trying to sell a house with no furniture in it, and that's really the research shows you'll actually make more money, considerably more money, if you hire a firm to come in and put in fake furniture all over the place. You'll do far better in your asking prices, and there's quite a bit of research to support that. I'll put it in the show notes. Look in the show notes. I'll put the information about staging, why, and that's what's called staging, where they'll even put photographs on the walls, or they put fake TV sets up. They're going to make it try to look lived in, because that's the thing is people are going to walk in and going, what would it be like to live here? Beautiful drapes, by the way, in that room, and more of this flooring. It's gorgeous. French doors, boom, boom. This is strange. I don't know what the heck this is. I don't have a clue. Keep going. I'm yakking too much. I've been trying to shorten up these shows. So you have your Greek Parthenon looking, I'm sorry, the name escapes me for this right here. Dang it. Anyway, but I think these people love oak, and I'm surprised to see oak, to tell you the truth. See, we're seeing it everywhere here. We saw it in the kitchen. Oak, and I'm generalizing here, at least in the United States, is found in more, let's see, I don't want to say lower end homes, but it's it's priced way cheaper than woods like cherry or mahogany. Oak is one of the least expensive rooms, and I love oak, but to me it sort of doesn't work in a house at this price point. And I'm sorry, did I fail to go over the price point? I sure did. So this house is selling for £7.75 million sterling. And these are all your conversions for euros, New Zealand dollars, Australian dollars, 13.887341 Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, and US dollars. I try to do that in every show so people don't have to try to do mental calculations in their heads. I hate it when I watch a lot of YouTube channel, and I can't stand it when somebody goes, oh yeah, the temperature was 14 degrees Celsius. Oh really? What does that mean? You're going to make me think. I have to do a mental conversion, and I'm not concentrating on what you said that just followed that. I'm trying to mentally convert. Or if you say, yeah, it was 600 kilometers. Well, I don't do kilometers. And I'm not trying to be an obnoxious American, but I prefer it when people put it in both. So if I tell you it's 600 kilometers, it's up roughly 300 miles. You know what I mean? Give me both so I have a clue what we're talking about. Don't leave me confused. And enough said about that. Let me just keep going. The kitchen again. And now we're looking towards a room that looks out into a beautiful garden area. It looks like, it's huge. But it's hard to imagine if it's not staged. Like, what is going where, and what should a table be going there? And I think they're doing this to show us. I love that what they do with the chandelier, and they are showing us the chandelier, aren't they? Yeah, chandelier overlooking a staircase. Beautiful, but again, oak, really? I don't think so. Not with the level of fanciness, and maybe it's different in the UK. But oak is more of I don't want to say low end, but it's easily afforded by the masses. Let me put it that way. And when you're the classes, you don't want to. You tend not to want to decorate the way the masses are going to decorate. So, but oak's beautiful. It's durable as hell. If you scratch it, it's really easy to fix. If you stain it, it's also really easy to fix. It's really easy to work with, even for a non-pro like me. Okay, so and this looks like I'm sitting here I'm trying to imagine, what do you do with this? Is this a living room? Is this a huge dining area? And because it's got a fireplace, I'm assuming it's a living room. But then you have all these cabinets here, built-in cabinets, that suggest that maybe there's going to be a giant dining room table over here somewhere, and you're going to put crystal and china in here. I don't know. I love what they do with the ceiling here. The design that in the ceiling. Let's keep going. Okay, so now we've had flooring in every room, and I'm guessing the photo isn't clear enough. That appears to be carpet. Yeah, because I think I see vacuum streaks here. That appears to be carpeting. Love carpeting. Boy, they like white here, don't they? White in this house. Now, is that... Okay, so when I look at that, for me personally, that's a negative. That appears to be steam heat, and which could be indicative for the time period of the house. I mean, this house, might be 150 years old. Well, they didn't have gas forced air back then. But I've lived in houses with steam heat. I've lived in houses with electric heat. I've lived in houses with gas forced air. I've lived in houses with geothermal. And if I have to rank number one comfort, gas forced air. I don't want to see this. I want to see vents on the floor. It is by far, and this is my personal opinion, it's the most comfortable way to heat a house. It just feels so comfy and cozy. Oh, and yes, I have been in a house that have been heated with a stove, a potbelly stove. So I've been in pretty much every situation. Okay, so now we're into a master bathroom, I'm assuming here. What is this? Is this a bidet? What the heck is this? 2 sinks, shower, great big shower. And this is me. I don't like maintenance. I love the look of this glass, okay? Isn't it gorgeous? When you have glass, it looks so cool because it actually adds more, seems to add more depth to a room. But, and here's the but, I can't stand cleaning glass every time I get water stains on it. And when you have one of these, you have to have one of those squeegees in the shower with you. So not only do you have to get the water off your body when you take a shower, then you have to bend over, grab the squeegee, and you have to squeegee the glass. If you don't, you're going to have horrible water stains. Okay, enough said about that. You can tell I like to complain. Okay, so this is another bathroom with a very unusual shaped tub, very, elegant shaped tub. I don't mean to make it sound bad. It's boy, they love white here. They love white. And I'm thinking, there's no way we're buying this place. No way, because first thing I'm gonna have to do is take out all the tile on the floor, take out all the paint, repaint all over those walls. I like some white, but I don't like so much white. So interesting basins, wash basins. I'm guessing that was a toilet. Okay, beautiful property, isn't it? Hopefully they've got gardeners. That's a lot of... I'm sure they must have gardeners come a few times a week, or maybe every day for all I know. It's so well maintained, it implies that they're probably there at least a couple times a week. Beautiful trees, too. Just gorgeous. I like a property with trees too. All right, let me go back real quick. I'm not saying enough. So, where I was born, which is Nebraska, the only place you're going to see trees like this are along the Missouri River. That's it. Anywhere else in the state, you're going to see cottonwoods, more deciduous trees. You're not going to see the fir trees. The other thing is, they actually had a thing called Arbor Day in Nebraska. There were so trees. General Custer, General George Armstrong Custer, when he first, I think he got off the train in Omaha or something, and he described it as an arid desert, Nebraska. Now that was back, you're figuring that was back in the, it was after it would have been about 1870, something like that. And Nebraska still has lots and lots of area with no trees. But you can tell where they planted trees because as you drive by some of these, you just come up on these clumps of trees in the middle of farmland, and there might be 100 or 200 trees. But as you drive by them, you can see that they're all standing in a perfect row. So they were actually man planted, and that's what Arbor Day was. They basically said to the citizens, "We need trees in this state. Please plant trees. It's good for the ecology." Enough said about that. But that's why I really appreciate trees. I was just in Oregon. Oregon's loaded with gorgeous trees like this. Just big, beautiful trees. I mean, this tree is probably 80 or 100 years old. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. So here's your driveway, and it's so big, you can't really call this a driveway, a drive area or something. It's so massive. And I love the brick wash basin, or sink, if you want to call it a sink. Another bathroom with a very long tub, very, very long tub. And yeah, so there you go, toilet and bidet. Toilet and bidet. Bathroom sink, unique. Maybe it's probably a Kohler product. This looks like a kitchenette, what I would call a kitchenette, a small kitchen area. But I'm looking at this going, the grill ventilation. You'd see this in some of the finer homes in the United States for the main kitchen. And here we're seeing it in a kitchenette. It's a really high-end, ventilation for cooking. And we're seeing white everywhere, and this is the steam room. Beautiful sculpture, and whatever you call this. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name, but very, very beautiful. Hey, we didn't see the pool. We never saw the pool, right? They talked about a pool. They didn't really show us hardly into the steam room. Well, they could have done better. But, so, the price of that home was £7.75 million. Do you think it was worth it? Do you think it's worth it? For 10,710 square feet or 995 square meters? I'll tell you, a lot of white in that home. Now, there is one other thing I wanted to, that I wanted to talk about, and that is the difference between a living room and a family room. And a living room in the family room, it seems to be the same in the United Kingdom as it is in America from the research I've been doing. I don't know about Australia, New Zealand, or Europe, or Canada. I don't know if there's confusion right in our country here in the United States about what is the difference. So the living room is a room in a home with sofas, chairs, etc., used for social activities, entertaining guests, etc. A family room is a room used by family for relaxation, watching TV, etc. Now, I thought there was a really good article in LA Decor, and I'm going to pull up the article here that explains once and for all what's the difference. And I'll put this in the show notes. Living room versus family room. Is there a difference? As a matter of fact, there is. It can be downright baffling to pin down the difference between two seemingly identical concepts in the epic clash of living room versus family room. Is there really a clear distinction? As a matter of fact, yes. Just as we discovered when exploring the nuances between modern and contemporary design, there's a lot in a label. While plenty of people use the terms living room and family room more or less interchangeably, they actually aren't the same thing. Larger homes sometimes even have both. And it all comes down to how you use the space. Okay, so first of all, I have to say this is gorgeous, isn't it? This is a living room. And I'm going to spare you from having me read the whole article. But you have a sunken... it would be unfair to call that a sectional because it's going in a complete square. I suppose it's a sunken seating area. That's what it is. Okay. The difference between, and this is what the article says. The article says the difference between the two is that the living room is more formal. Family room is really, you're really going to take your guests here. You're not going to take them in the family room. The family room is more strictly for family. It's less formal, and it's more designed for kids. So there are going to be toys in the family room. You're not going to have toys in the living room. They're going to be kid-friendly furniture in the family room. They're not going to be kid-friendly furniture in the living room. As a matter of fact, I've been in many homes that have both. And in the living room, I had a friend who put it this way. He said, in my house, we have a living room and a family room. And I wish I could put up a concrete wall and enclose the living room. And then I'd be able to deduct it from my taxes because it's a room we never use. It's filled with this fancy furniture, but nobody ever goes into that room. And a lot of people don't entertain. So it's a room that basically is a waste of space. If you entertain a lot, then a living room will work for you. So, and here's the difference. So definitely this is more formal, and here we have a family room. Definitely, you got kids action going on here, toys around, it's more relaxed. So that's the difference between a living and a family room. It was a great article, and I'll put the notes in the show notes, so I thought it was worth saying. And that's going to be it for this edition. I hope you liked it. Always welcome your suggestions. So stay tuned next time. We're also going to be doing another house. As a matter of fact, I'll do the spoiler. The second house is going to be in New Yorkshire. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.